Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? Welcome back to another video. Today I wanted to talk with y'all about where my headspace is with the DPS in Honkai Star Rail. I've kind of run into a wall with the meta and DPS as a whole, to the point where I'm now starting to just rethink my thought process when it comes down to choosing a DPS to play with on my account. Now, from a business standpoint, as a content creator, I'm going to continue to pick up all the DPSs, cover them, give you guys all the insight I've accrued, and so on and so forth. But in terms of my enjoyment of the game and the people I'm going to play with the most, that's what I want to get into with this video and share some good, as usual, some good thought-provoking conversation. Take Jing Liu for an example. As I've said, I think she's the strongest DPS in the game. She's blowing so many people out of the water with regards to how much damage she's doing. It's insane. But that's the least incentive as to why I picked up Jing Liu. The biggest incentive of why I picked her up is because she had a synergy with Blade and Arlon, and the draining HP from the party enables you to open up a plethora of synergies with this character. Also, with any future characters that come down the line that also are masochists who trigger benefits in their kit based off of getting hit or getting their HP taken away from them. That's one of the biggest reasons I picked her up. The other reason I picked her up is because she's skill point friendly, and she's so damn broken that she took the strongest spot in the game while still being able to share the field with another DPS. Like, you don't have to hyper buff with her. That's not the only option. You can totally run her next to a Blade. You can totally run her next to Arlon. You can totally run her next to a unit that you want to put on the team to do damage with her in synchronization. And that is the kind of thing that got me into this thought process where I'm just like, this is why I don't play in Bayou de Lune no more. This is why I skipped Scylla. I hate these units, or not hate them, that's a strong word. I dislike the notion that you can only play a unit in one particular playstyle. In Bayou de Lune and Scylla, there's no nuance to their playstyle whatsoever. You hyper buff them and that is it, right? Charge, one tap with Bayou de Lune, Scylla, buff, and then you just watch her go over and over and over again. And that's just so damn boring to me. It's one of the reasons why I love Kafka, because Kafka's kit, although I'll completely admit, it's not overly complex, but it opens up a plethora of synergies with dot compositions. Queen of Fence coming out, she's going to be able to pair with Kafka incredibly well. And then you have future dot characters that come out down the line, opening up so many different team compositions for you to enjoy and explore with the creativity of dot compositions. And that's how I'm going to be viewing DPS going forward, because as I said, I've run into this meta wall, and I've had this like an epiphany, I guess you can call it. I'm actually having a bit of a deja vu experience back when I used to cover Genshin Impact. What I'm trying to go into is it doesn't matter what kind of DPS you have on your account. It literally does not matter. You could not pick up a single limited banner DPS and it wouldn't matter. And we'll get into the details as to why. It actually goes into a video I made about Raiden Shogun's weapon tier list a long time ago in Genshin Impact. And I was calculating how strong every single weapon was with the Raiden Shogun. And I remember at the end of the calculations, what I ended up showing, because I paired her with a hyper buff composition where you had like Bennett on the team, and then you had like E6 Kujo Sarah on the team, where they just buffed the hell out of her. And it took those two characters, buffed her up so much that her signature weapon, which is a premium, very high costly weapon, was barely doing more damage than the free-to-play catch weapon, to the point where I was trying to make the argument pulling on weapon banners are a scam, because if you buff your characters up with the right support units, the damage difference is going to come like right here. And that brings me back to Honkai Star Rail, choosing the DPS just because they're meta, that's the strongest DPS in the game. Brother, if you have Ting Yun, Branya, Pella, Silverwolf, Asta, Yukong, Hanabi when she comes out, if you invest in your supports enough, if you peek them out, if you deck their ass out like a Yu-Gi-Oh deck, I guarantee you can zero cycle with any DPS who claims they're a DPS in this game. Even Arlon, even base form Goku, not Ultra Instinct Goku. I'm referring to IL and base form Danny Boy. Base form Danny Boy can zero cycle with the right amount of structure of beefy supports around him. Any DPS can. I can literally do it. And it comes to the point where I'm like, you can't do more than a 0 cycle. That's it. You can't do more than Memory of Chaos 10. That's it. You just only can do Memory of Chaos 10. You can only 0 cycle Memory of Chaos 10. So it doesn't matter how much stronger Jing Liu and Bible Lune is if I'm still 0 cycling with a goddamn Herta. You know what I'm saying? It just don't matter. It brings back to that, that argument with the HP blade stuff. Like, it doesn't matter if crit damage blade is doing 5k more damage on this attack and this attack, and we still clearing the same damn cycles. So in hindsight and retrospect, it's worth it to pull on DPS you truly feel have the most creativity. I'm not gonna say the cringe shit of have fun, because that is what it boils down to in the grand picture of things. No, it's really more so the DPS who have more nuance to their kit, more creativity to their kit, that open up more synergies and explorations in terms of team rotations and just getting, I guess, creative, having ingenuity in terms of the team compositions. That's the best way to go about it, bro. It really is. So going forward, when the DPS comes out, the first thing I'm going to look at is, do I have to run them in a hyper buff composition, or do they have some goddamn nuance to the kit? Can I also run them next to a Arlon if I want to? Can I run them next to some characters that are also going to be able to perform, and I can do this really fun creative thing? Or am I just stuck with just another hyper buff DPS? Because see, now I'm personally getting to the point where I'm 0 cycling without even using healers. I'm getting to the point where my account is so goddamn strong that a DPS is completely unattractive to me now. I'm only pulling on them for business on my YouTube channel, to cover them, make a profit off of it, and move the fuck on, right? I don't even pull on them no more for anything else other than that, or again, the ingenuity in their kit that enables me to truly get, deep into the theory crafting realm and think of some really cool and creative stuff for you guys to enjoy. Because otherwise, the meta is now getting dull, less interesting, and kind of boring. Right? Don't get me wrong, I love Honkai Star Rail, but it's getting to the point now where I'm running out of things to look forward to when it comes to getting sweaty and enjoying the meta, right? It's almost like the meta is just not non-existent anymore for me. Now, I get it, for the casual who always comes in the comment section with the annoying ass, why do you care about meta, bro? There are people out here who just want to do the best at whatever the fuck it is they're doing because they're competitors. I get it. You are the furthest thing from a competitor, and you have no capacity to understand what it means to compete, even if it doesn't come. There's no competition in here. There's no competition when basketball very first got introduced to the world either. People just outside just throwing a ball around. Guess what? Now it's one of the most watched sports, as well as every other goddamn sport on planet Earth. There was no competition in League of Legends when it very first dropped, or Dota. It was just a casual PvP game, and then what happened? You instilled competitive nature in it, and now the shit is more competitive than it's ever been, pioneered the way for esports and all kinds of shit. I say that because it's frustrating when people try to take away competitive, sweaty nature into a game like it's a bad thing, when in reality, it's the one thing that actually stretches the potential of a game, gives the company the information they need to make the game adjust to that newfound level of comprehension of how the game works. I'm dining in at Waffle House. My point is, I'm getting to that point where I'm like, okay, I've tested pretty much every limit that I possibly can, and I'm not even a whale. I'm actually very, very budget friendly with my account with regards to just picking up characters, getting the bare minimum that I need with them, and then moving on. So if I'm sitting here coming to this wall, then I know a number of other people are also coming to it as well. So that's my thought on today's topic. Again, I always strive to create some good conversation, and I always like hearing you guys' feedback on it as well. I'd love to hear it as long as it's intelligently informed, well-articulated opinions, and not just some guy waffling with no type of coherence to his logic. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the flip side.